just doesn't look as good anymore. I also had a voice crack. Sorry guys, I'm still growing up. Why be easy when you can just die? Woo! Woo! I'm Chewy Mew and welcome to my channel, where today we're going to be opening up the Toy Biz Marvel Legends Sinister 6 box set. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to do it live on camera so you guys can see the full experience. Alright, let's do this. Come on. It's pretty stiff there. Alright, there we go. And so here we go. So we got like some tape in some spots. I'm gonna have to cut those. I'm gonna slide that out. I think I cut all the tape. Okay. Yeah, so look at that's the packaging. Look at that big old box right there. You can see my figures up top. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. It has this sort of like platform thing. I mean, figures aren't supposed to stand on it, but you can like stand them on it. And to the best of my knowledge, I think this is just hollow. Yeah, so yeah, there's like nothing underneath it. Oh, what's that? Oh, look at that, it's a knife. What the heck? Kraven comes with knives? Is there more stuff here? Oh, there's another one. Hey, look at that. He comes with knives. I didn't know that. I thought he just came with that weird gun. And now oh, that probably made a horrible sound. Now we've got the figures here. So, I mean, look at that. They look so good, even in the box like that. Who should I open first? The one I'm probably, like, the least excited for is Kraven. I'm least excited for Kraven, the Toy Biz Spider-Man Classics Kraven. I mean, oh, there he is. Here he is. I mean, I already own all these figures, but you know, getting to open it and experience them again for the first time in however long it's been, like almost 20 years, is quite nice. The one thing I'm scared of is the joints. Like, is he gonna be super stiff? No, the head seems to work. What about the arms? Okay, the arms work. What about, like, the hinge? Honestly, some of these figures... so I learned a trick that if you push them up and then you twist the joints, it shouldn't break. No, that joint right there is pretty stuck. I'm gonna heat this up. But what I was gonna say is that some of these figures, like maybe Kraven, maybe Green Goblin, I'm just gonna keep them stored in the box, because I have some other figures that are kind of substitute them, you know, like Classics Kraven is pretty much my main Kraven now, and then and so that way I could just preserve these guys, you know. Okay, I'm back. So I spent about a minute just prying these joints, and eventually I was able to get them loose. That's really scary, and it takes a lot of force. Because what you do is you just hold the figure, you push the joint up, and then you just wiggle it like that until eventually it gets free. But I would recommend, if you do this, just heat it up, like with a hairdryer or something, you know. And there's Kraven, and his two knives right here. Can he hold these well? He did in the package have a rubber band, and when I pulled him out, the rubber band came off of his hand. But it's supposed to be so that you can like rubber band his knives in, and he can hold these pretty well. He can hold this one pretty well, the other one not as much. So I wonder how this works. It's like all tangled up here. I think we could just unwrap it. Yeah, and then you press it. Do something? I don't remember how this works. This looks like a button. Do you push this? It's kind of stiff. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Oh, you don't press down, you just slide it forward like that. Spider-Man like this. And like you try to like grab him, you know. That's pretty cool. I honestly don't remember how this worked at all. I don't even remember this as a kid. I probably lost it like right away. His left hand looks like it's a bit wider of a grip. Yeah, he can hold it. He can't really hold it. I think like for this, if I want to display him holding this, which I probably will, I'll probably just put like a glue dot. But he can hold it like decently. Like, yeah, you can't, like, if you're to play with this like a toy, I mean, which it is, you know, This would kind of suck. You'd probably have to put like a rubber band or like a glue dot to have him like hold this and then, you know, like shoot at Spider-Man. Display stand. There's like some dustiness here. This is a very heavy display stand. Feels pretty substantial. Put his legs on this. Peg the peg holes on. They're very tight on his feet here, but you can put them on it, which is good, so he's not gonna like come off. He does come off still. Like, yeah, the peg holes on his feet they haven't been like they haven't been messed with since like the figure was made. And probably not even this copy. They probably don't like test every copy on the display base. But you can get them to display there. That'd be nice if he had like 2 hooks for like both knives. I mean, you could kind of stick both knives in there. They get a little warped. Okay, so let's get the display stand out of here. And then he has like all of his goodies too. So here's Green Goblin. Is he going to be super stiff too? This arm is a little bit loose. Oh, his joints are like, I mean, they're still kind of stiff, you know, but they feel like they're not as stiff as Kraven's. Oh, there's like some paint chip. That's okay. Yeah, like, oh, all the joints on this guy are fairly decent, you know? His legs are a bit loose. No, are they? Not really, no. His legs are pretty good. His eye's gonna be tight, isn't it? Oh, no, he's not. He's not as tight as Kraven, so that's good. These boots are gonna be crazy stiff. Never mind. Because on mine, these boots are like still crazy stiff on it. Oh, that's good. He's like, his joints are like a bit on the looser side. He's not like floppy, but his joints are like, they're not loose. They're like decent. What about the neck? The neck is a little bit tight. The neck doesn't have much much movement in it anyway. But yeah, he's like in good condition, you know? His legs, he looks kind of like he's kind of crooked there. As comparison, here's my Green Goblin. You can see mine is dusty and like the paint looks like a different shade of paint, you know, like, and he has a custom glider here, but like, yeah, this one just looks, the other one, it looks like it's been played with a lot, and so the paint is wearing off on it, and he slides on the base pretty good. Yeah, look at that, that's pretty nice. Unfortunately, I don't think there's not a way to put the glider on the display base. Like, it doesn't, like, you can't peg this on here or anything. There's like a hole in the back. You could do that. You could plug. That's kind of dumb. That's not really gonna like be useful, but you could do that, you know? Which I don't think you're supposed to. It'd be cool if it came with like an effect or whatever to plug into the back. But how about putting glider on Goblin here? I do remember this not hooking the best. Yeah, it doesn't hook the best here. Like, you could still get him in like a pose or whatever, but if you like shake him around, he comes off the glider. It's not like super tight. It's pretty stiff. I always like to put it draped over his left shoulder, because in the packaging for like, I think Onslaught Green Goblin, it's over his left shoulder, and he takes him out with the right. Also, he has these butterfly joints, which, yeah, unfortunately, they just rub the paint off like crazy. Which, I don't know why they didn't just use green or purple joints for these pieces here. I might, what I might do, I don't want to modify these, but I might just add a little bit of like paint finish sealer on it that's matte. That way it keeps the paint from scratching off more. And these bombs here, which are painted, they're painted very nicely. They're also matte as well. They look really cool. I do remember, however, that he can't really hold these too well. Like, I remember I would just, when he would hold them, I would just be holding it like this in his hand, I think. I remember I did lose these accessories really early on. I remember by the time I was 7, I didn't have his pumpkin bombs anymore. No, he can't hold these bombs, which is kind of unfortunate. Next, let's do Electro. And here's Electro. So his ab crunch is very slightly loose right here, but that's not really going to affect it. And here we go again. Oh, his joints are very smooth still. Yeah, his joints are pretty tight. That's good. I mean, they're tight, but they're not like stiff. It's hard to explain. That boot was a little bit stuck. Because one of the figures I opened before, which was Snapshot Spider-Man, all of his joints, including his finger joints, were like crazy super stiff, which is always scary, especially when you spend as much money as I did on this. Let's just say this was not $100. Yeah, all the joints are pretty tight. But yeah, when you're dealing with figures, especially that are like at this price point, like this Electro on his own is like $40. Because this is a really good Electro. This is probably Toy Biz's best. This probably is maybe still the best Electro figure available. Because this guy has like, super good ab crunch, good leg range, toe joints. Then he also has butterfly joints, which these are like some of Toy Biz's best butterfly joints. This one is pretty stiff. So I will say the plastic in some parts, like right here, it does look a little bit dirty, which it's kind of okay, but it looks so cool to see this guy not like super janky looking because damaged. Because playing with these things, like the butterfly joints, they start to shift out, and then it just doesn't look as good anymore. I also had a voice crack. Sorry guys, I'm still growing up. Here's the display stand, which all these are painted matte. At least these ones are so far, and look how cool that looks. I kind of wish he was closer to that color. Both these colors are good, but I honestly kind of would prefer if he looked like this color. I think that's what it is. It's just a gray display stand with these peg holes on it, and then they just take this sort of image or sculpt of the character, and then you can put him here on the base. Yeah, look at that guy. That looks so cool too. And yeah, I do have the Amazing Spider-Man. The Toy is the Amazing Spider-Man 2006. What's it called? Electro, and that one has like the sculpted details. But this one, just the articulation is just like so good. Like these butterfly joints. It's Urban Legend Spider-Man's body, so he's got like super good articulation on it. I will say I'm most excited. I'm most excited for Spider-Man. And here's Black Cat, and oh no, guys. I love this figure because an emotional attachment I have to it, or like this version of the character, like this kind of figure, but it sucks, dude. I will say the hair, except for that little dirtiness right there, is painted cleaner. Mine is just like, oh, the hair's not the good on that side, but mine are like crazy blue shading chunks. It didn't look like shading. It just looks, wow. Her joints are also very smooth. It looks like someone just took they got paint on their hands and they smeared it on the figure's hair. Yeah, her arm's a bit loose. This joint here is really tight. Okay, I'm not going to risk it because that joint is super skinny. Her arms are nice. Yeah, all the joints are, yeah, it's so just like Kraven had like super tight joints. And Electro didn't really have tight joints either. Her waist kind of clicks, you can hear that. Because there's like a little piece of plastic in there that's not like completely a circle. It's like, there's like a slight piece sticking out. And we got these, Toy Biz, come on. We got these hips here. They're a bit loose, they're loose from up here with this really awesome designed leg. Okay, I'm not gonna make fun of this figure. I've already made fun of it and defended this figure several times in a bunch of videos, and I'm gonna get to complain about it and defend it again. Yeah, her joints are very nice though, I will say that. Their ankle pivot is also really good on this toe joint. But yeah, but they're not loose. This is kind of like wiggles a little bit like that, but that's not really going to affect posing, considering that's that's not going to really affect posing there. What would affect posing is if her ab crunch were loose, or her knees or something, and then the head joint doesn't really work because of the hair. But yeah, but there she is with her poor janky looking body. Poor girl. Her display stand here, which has a cat, it has some scratches and stuff on it. Yeah, and it kind of attracts fingerprints there, but that's pretty cool. It's funny how for pretty much all the characters except Spider-Man, they don't have a logo. Maybe Venom has the symbiote logo, but or the black suit Spider-Man logo. But these other guys, they were I don't know, let's put a cat on her base instead of they could put her face, but it would look terrible. But also, can she even? Oh yes, she can. I was gonna say, can she even put her feet on the base? But yeah, she can. There's Venom. Oh, and this leg is... His joints are good too. But yeah, you know what I mean? He's out here. He's got those shark fins from Sabretooth. I'm sorry, this is such an awkward thing to put on camera that it's like really hard to do. He's got like a butterfly joint in his thumb. So yeah, these joints are just like, wow, it's surprising how well these joints are not like stuck. I mean, I also did open the Black Suit Spider-Man, which I can show you here. Move like that. That Black Suit Spider-Man over there. That one I opened it brand new as well, and his joints were kind of stiff, but they weren't like, you know, locked. Like Kraven's legs are like super stiff. The only thing is this shoulder is a bit tight. On mine, the shoulder eventually broke, which I could show you. Here's mine. You can see how much faded he looks and how like he looks like he's crapping out. And my shoulder on mine, it broke off eventually. So yeah, so these guys might have been through hell. You know, as a 4-year-old playing with these figures, they definitely go through a lot of damage, you know. Also, it's interesting how that's the way his head looks. Come on, dude, he's way too tall. That's how his head looks. And that's how his face looks, or that's how his face is, that's how it is on the base. So, like, completely different design for Venom. The eyes are similar and the teeth are similar, but, like, the mouth, like, the tongue is... He doesn't have a tongue on this head sculpt here. I mean, I know they, like, part of the reason people say they put the twist ties was so, you know, the figures, like, when you take, so people can't steal them. I mean, you know, it's still kind of annoying, and these tentacles, they feel a little sticky. Oh, it's because they had, like, the tape on them. They're only sticky, like, here where the tape was. But yeah, look at that. They're kind of floppy. I know. These tentacles kind of suck, but, like I said, I think I said it in this video, one of the past videos, is how, even if the figures, let's say hypothetically these figures were like the worst figures ever made, because the emotional connection to these, I wouldn't care, because to me, what makes this enjoyable, other than like the figures, most of them are pretty good. Like I would say like maybe 5 out of the 7 figures are good. Like, you know, we got a very solid Venom, good Electro. Kraven is like a repaint. And Spider-Man's one of the best Spider-Man figures ever. Not even just by Toy Biz. His tentacles are like kind of wrapped up here. These feel very nice compared to mine. Mine are like mine are also played with a lot, but it's like a much darker, like dull kind of color. This one claw piece here is a little bit kind of deformed. This is a display stand, which it's cool that they have like these heads that are actually sticking out. Like all the bases are 3D, but these ones have parts that actually stick out. I mean, Venom's tongue does as well. Come on. That's pretty cool. The glasses don't match his glasses. And I don't even think he can fit on the base. Can he? Oh, no, he can actually. Never mind. He can. Dude, come on. We go from, like, Venom, who's, like, 7.5 inches tall, to, like, Doc Ock, who's, like, maybe, like, 4.5. Oh, I forgot to prepare his joints. Oh, no, his joints are good. I swear I thought I broke this wrist. But no, it's kind of loose. I think on my Spider-Man Classics version, his head clicked. His wrists were very loose, so I had to tighten them with glue dots. And look at that. He's got, like, the weird problem where he has, like, the stomach, and then he has a crotch. He doesn't have, like, a waist. The knees, everything, all the joints are, like, solid on this guy. They're not, like, super loose or anything, which that's really good, you know? And then we have the moment of truth. The moment of, I don't like this moment, because it's not a very good moment. Okay, before I put the tentacles on, I just kind of, like, cleared some of the debris, like these little twist ties and stuff. But yeah, so here we go. This part is giving me flashbacks of having this one, and also the Classics version. Which way do you turn? Oh no. Oh, they're actually, oh never mind, they're pretty stiff. But yeah, I remember having like flashbacks of telling my mom, the tentacles, they don't stay in, like, what do I do? And she's like, well, we could super glue them. And that one came off. Yeah, that's why you're gonna super glue them. Okay. Yeah, see, like these tentacles, the connecting sucks. Like they're way too lightweight to make them stand. Come on, dude. They're way too lightweight to actually hold his weight. But it's kind of more just for the look of like posing it, you know. But yeah, so these tentacles are very floppy and loose. Like you can see, they just flop around. Come on, there we go. I twist. They stay on very secure into his back. It's just they're like the connector is very loose. But yeah, you can see you can plug them in here. You could still definitely pose this guy up with these tentacles. I mean, you can't like pose him like he's suspended in the air, but you know they do hold their pose. It's just the connector into the back just sucks, you know. Like the other cool thing is you can take his lab coat off, which looks kind of like a trench coat. Looks like a bathrobe. And there's the figure. Before I like touch him anymore, I'm going to set him down right here. We're going to take the display stand out, which is objectively less fun than the actual figure. Come on. There's a display stand. And here is Spider-Man. And, dude, look at that. That's awesome. Look at that. Unfortunately, yeah, his ab crunch is kind of loose. Oh, man. Oh, well, that kind of sucks. Okay, so, like, making sure these joints are all okay. Yeah, his joints are, like, I feel like I remember his neck joint and his ab crunch maybe being loose from the start, but that's kind of unfortunate, you know? Like, all the other joints, they seem to be, like, fairly solid. Or, like, they're, oh dear, like, they're like, they're not loose, but they're also not, you know, tight that they're stuck. This shoulder might be. But yeah, like this is one example here, among many others. Like look at the wash on his shoulder compared to mine. It's just completely just straight up red and pink. It almost looks. It's being played with to death. This is what it does to you. Your paint just completely wears off, and you look like you're like dying. You know. Finger hinges, everything works good. You know, also thinking about it, this is just an engineering marvel that they were able to get individual finger joints to work on a figure this size. I mean, this neck joint is just so fun to use. Like, look at that. He's got a hinge in the base of his neck where it connects to his torso, and then he has one in the head. Like, the articulation on this guy is phenomenal. Butterfly joints, armpit joints that are, like, yeah, his legs aren't loose. I'm shaking him and the legs don't shake, but the ab crunch is kind of loose. I might try to tighten that. I might not. I don't know. It just depends. And the thing I thought that mine could do, just because it was old, is that you can push his shoulders up higher, so his shoulders don't look like they're like sagging. This one I can do the same. But man, look at the color difference here. This is the exact same figure. They had the exact same wash, same packaging, came out the same year. Look at the shades of these. This one has like a heavy wash to it. It does, but this one has been played with so much that, like, that part's kind of cracked. His legs got loose. I tightened his legs and his ab crunch, but his legs all of a sudden just got crazy loose again. But yeah, like, and butterfly joints are broken. Neck is all messed up. It drilled a hole in his head on accident. But yeah, so you can see, like, this is what owning a toy for 20 years, getting it as a 4-year-old looks like. And this is what a brand new mint condition version looks. I'm going to do a versus between my figures and these ones to sort of show you guys, like, you know, the de-evolution, I guess, from brand new sealed in the box to 20 years of playing. You know, whoa, my tripod is so unstable here. It's like hanging off the desk. But yeah, so there is Spider-Man. Here is his display base as well, which is painted pretty cleanly. You know, they got the lines on there pretty nice. There's a couple parts, like right here, where it's not, you know, perfect, but it overall looks pretty good. Oh, and also there's some black on the white, but if you look at it like this, you don't see it, but if it's like that, you do see it, you know. Very nice. It's also matte finish, which is really nice on these, that they have a matte finish paint. I will say, I'm kind of nervous about dirtying Dr. Octopus's coat. Because it's just straight up regular white fabric. It doesn't have like any sort of like finish or anything over it, like some kind of like pleather kind of texture or anything to it. Let me know what you think about this box set. Let me know, just based on this first glance, who you think is the best figure here. What's your personal favorite figure out of these guys? And yeah, that's all for this video. So I will see you guys in the next video. Wow.